Homer poured the hair growth formula onto his head, then he hung himself upside down to sleep like a bat. When he woke up the next day, he found that he had grown a thick head of luscious hair. Homer excitedly went to the barber shop. The shop owner was very surprised by Homer's arrival. The last time he had seen Homer was 20 years ago. Even Patty and Selma fell in love with Homer like this. Homer was attracted by a hair growth commercial on TV. He went to the pharmacy wanting to buy a bottle of hair growth formula. The doctor recommended a hair growth kit for him. The kit not only included a 6-month supply of hair growth solution, but also auxiliary tools to help with hair growth. However, these kits together cost $1,000. After returning to the company, Homer complained to his friend, but Lenny told Homer that as long as he secretly altered the medical insurance policy, he could get the company to reimburse this expense. But Homer was afraid that Burns would fire him if he found out. Homer went to the doctor again, wanting to use his medical insurance to pay the $1,000. The doctor refused Homer on the surface, but then turned around and switched on the music nearby. Homer applied the hair growth formula to his scalp. He even wore a sleeping cap to bed at night, praying to God to help him grow hair. The hair growth formula quickly took effect. The next day, he had grown a thick head of hair. Homer, with his new hair, was very confident. His colleagues all felt he had become a different person. Burns was also attracted by this version of Homer. He immediately promoted Homer to supervisor of the nuclear power plant. Homer's first task as supervisor was to recruit a secretary, but the job applicant was attracted by his handsome appearance and expressed her desire to give him a massage. Homer could only escort her out of there. Marge curiously asked him about his feelings after the promotion, but as soon as Carl sat down, he began to accuse Homer of being a fraud, saying he didn't belong in his current position at all, but he had a way to change Homer and make him fit perfectly into this position. Then he took Homer to a suit shop, preparing to give him a complete makeover. Because the nuclear power plant had been having frequent accidents lately, Burns could only ask Homer for suggestions to improve the situation. But Homer's mind was completely filled with food. Burns quickly implemented this plan. The accident rate at the nuclear power plant decreased as a result, and even productivity improved significantly. Burns thought he had found a management talent, but Smithers on the side indicated that this data was the same as Homer's data when he was at the grassroots level, and even the improved productivity data was identical to the data when Homer was on vacation. But Burns felt that Smithers was jealous of Homer. He rewarded Homer with access to his luxury bathroom. Watching the scene of Homer handing Burns a towel, Smithers felt his position was threatened. He secretly pulled up Homer's file, only to discover his insurance fraud. Burns wanted Homer to give a lecture, using a speech to motivate other employees to work diligently. But as soon as he left the office, Smithers walked in. Before Homer had time to write his speech, he learned that he had been fired. But Carl decided to take the blame for him. Homer was very curious why Carl would help him, but Carl felt he was just doing what should be done. Homer didn't know how to thank Carl.